So today we are talking about Q1 of 2024, what I've seen happen in the industry, what my own company have experienced, to really look back and analyse, right, what has happened, and then also to think, are we going to see these trends and these things that are going on in the industry happen in Q2 also? From my experience of being in the home staging industry for almost like a decade, I've seen similar trends happen at similar times of the year, like Q1 moving into Q2. Q2 happens, I always feel, to heat up. We're heating up towards the end of Q1 and then it really comes into its own in Q2. So that's why I'm here. I just want to give you a breakdown on what's happened in Q1 2024, what I'm seeing, and yeah, I've written some notes. So Q1 has been awesome. I feel a different sense in the air for 2024. I think we're on to a really exciting year. I think there's huge potential across all of my businesses. We've had some of our biggest months and we're definitely heating up, I think, for a bigger Q2 than Q1. And I think that momentum is just going to build as we get through the new year. However, we're obviously talking about home staging industry, which is directly affected by the property market and the industry itself. And in Q1, we have been in a bit more of a challenging period in the property market, with properties not selling as fast as maybe they were in 2023 and before. But also on top of that, there is a real lack of stock also. So I feel like what this does is it creates a real need for staging for sale. And that is the first thing that I've seen in Q1, is there was a massive increase in demand for staging for sale than perhaps there is in other years. I've definitely noticed a difference in that when I look at my data. And on that, staging for sale has definitely been one of our busiest services in Q1 at the Property Stagers. But what is more interesting is that actually some of the trends that I'm seeing happen within that niche itself, within the staging for sale niche, there's a few things that are moving and happening. One of those things is extensions, extending your rental of the kit. Because properties aren't selling as fast, it doesn't mean that staging doesn't work. Of course, it's increasing the interest. It is showing that property in its best light, but we are seeing some of our clients, more than usual, extend on their staging kit initial periods. So we offer an initial 6-week rental period, and then you can extend for 4 weeks at a time. And we're seeing a real increase in those extensions of people extending for 4, again, and some people are actually upfront just asking for a longer period straight out of the gate. So in Q1, we did see kits go in early on in the year and they might still be in there or they might be about to extend. Now, extensions are one of my favourite things in a staging business. I personally see this as money for nothing. You've put your kit in there, you have done the work, you've done the installation, and when you stage a property, the work is mainly in installation and then de-install, and so you're literally getting paid for that kit to sit there. This is a much bigger return than owning a buy-to-let investment property, and to own a buy-to-let investment property, you need to put potentially tens, if not hundreds of thousands into it. With staging, we put zero of our own money. So I am seeing rental extensions happen right now, which I love because it is money for nothing. You might also think, but Liv, then my kit is taken for that next client. Great, this is the period to grow. This is the period to take on that next kit, to purchase it. Because of course, with the way that I share how to build your staging business, a staging kit doesn't actually cost you anything. You use your client's money to purchase that. If you don't know about that, then I'll link a video to explain that whole process. But you should be getting more kits now if those extensions are running, because that client's payment should take care of that kit cost. And then you're bringing in literally 100% profit of that rental payment is profit. 100% profit on that payment, and we're seeing thousands and thousands of monthly recurring revenue drop into your bank account with these rental extensions. So staging for sale is busy because the market has slowed down. A lot of people will see that not as an opportunity, it's a huge opportunity. And then on top of that, the extensions right now are great monthly recurring revenue. How great is it to have that extension come into that bank account? Money for nothing. And it's something I don't even massively focus on in terms of our strategy, but it's an even like more bonus profit into your business. So we are seeing that. Next up, what I'm seeing, number 3, is definitely more negotiations happening. Negotiations on price. So we, even in our company, are seeing people shopping around the market and negotiating if they want to work with you. Now, I don't mind negotiations, and that's why never price yourself at the lowest you possibly can, because then you have literally no wiggle room. If someone would like to negotiate on this, you might want to price yourself at a place you feel comfortable, and then set yourself with a limit on this is, the maximum I'd be willing to discount it. So we are seeing more negotiations, and I think that's because there's a sense that the market is tougher in every industry, across property, that people are negotiating that little bit more. So don't price yourself too low out the gate, but also set a maximum price you'd be willing to discount. And then on top of that, sometimes it's not even a financial discount that you need to give a client. It can also be like an extension period, so a longer rental period. And that's what I always advise all of our students. Don't give financial discounts, give them more time on the kit, because that essentially doesn't lose you any money. It just sweetens the deal for the client. So certainly seeing more negotiation. 4, we're certainly seeing longer periods up front, and I'm even seeing this in our Staging Business Secrets program, which is the program where we teach women how to launch and get clients. We're seeing a lot more clients and our own clients asking for the longer periods up front. So there's a lot more bespoke pricing. Now, I do teach create package pricing, which I still believe you should do, because you give a package price, but if someone wants something more bespoke, then you provide that to them as well. And what I'm seeing on the bespoke pricing side is can I have this for a longer period of time, which is totally cool. You work that into your pricing. You can get creative with that pricing, such as a payment plan, a payment up front, a pay in full option. There's a whole bunch of options. I've always offered that to my own clients, but I'm seeing it more often happen in the industry. So think more creatively with your pricing, what packages, how could you make something more enticing and more intriguing to someone that you're chatting with. And a bit of that also comes back to your expertise. When you look at the property, when you see the price of it, how long do you think they'll need the kit? And there could be that conversation there too, if you want to upsell, if you want to get that longer extension. Number 5, I am seeing a lot of our smaller properties that we're staging ask for the price to purchase. So if we're staging like a smaller apartment, they're asking what price would it be to purchase it once, the rental's up, or if someone wants to buy it, they want to offer that as an option to the person buying their property. So seeing that a lot more often too. And you could either give a price for someone to purchase it from the outset, or you could say it's this for 6 weeks, and if you want to purchase it after, it's XYZ. Again, it's a personal preference, and we can work on both, but they're obviously quite different circumstances and different pricings. Number 6, on the SAHMO side, we are seeing more people want to know specifically what's in the package. Now, we always itemize anyway what someone's getting. I feel like as a worldwide, we're becoming savvier buyers, and this is a whole big discussion that's out there right now. People want to know more about what they're buying. Before, you could maybe sell, especially if it was online, an online course, and someone would drop 2,000 without thinking of it. I noticed even in the industry, even maybe 3-4 years ago, people were a lot less interested in what they were getting. As long as they knew you could do it, it was like, okay, let's go ahead. Whereas now I'm certainly seeing more of a, can you itemize all that out? Can you tell us everything that's in it? Want more details. Now, this goes back to designing your dream client. Do you want to work with someone who is super detail orientated, or do you want someone who just wants to take that step back and go, right, let's go ahead, I trust you? It goes back to that sort of mapping that out. But I am seeing, even with our dream clients, people getting a little bit more involved and wanting to know a little bit more of what the process looks like and what product they're going to be given at the end. And I do think that's just because we're becoming savvier buyers, we're being more careful with our money. So really just being able to instill that belief and that trust with them and you is super important. And it's also not an industry or a business where you can be super vague. I've seen so many stagers be vague on quotes and get absolutely burned because they've not exactly been completely transparent about what's provided. The client isn't happy, which creates a conflict. So being super specific, clear, transparent, and literally as clear as possible as you can itemize things out. Now for us, that doesn't mean itemizing prices, we don't do that, but that's up to you if you want to do it. Okay, and then my final thing that I'm seeing is the shopping around more, looking for more quotes. And I get that. And if we look at, right, if this person's shopping around, you don't want to be beaten on price, right? People will price compare you if they're not bought in the brand and they're not bought in on you. And that is a race to the bottom when you're, wrestling with someone over 100 or 200 or 1,000, bucks, right? Pounds, dollars, whatever you want to say. That's not a good place to be in your business where someone's like, well, this is this cheaper. And I'm going to record a whole video for you training on sales skills and how to negotiate on things like that. And also just standing in your power and saying, this is my price, take it or leave it. There's that take it or leave it energy. So in terms of that shopping around more, I want you to go back to the foundations and really back to your brand, your marketing. Are you creating that brand buy-in? Because if you have got that brand buy-in, which is buy-in to your story, your look, the brand feel, the brand voice, you as the person, the personal brand, if someone is really bought into that, if it is that little bit more expensive, they buy that, they want that identity. So if you are feeling like you're constantly getting beaten down on price all of the time, someone's always trying to negotiate, then I would look at, number one, am I standing in my power as the expert? And secondly, what does my brand buy-in look like? Am I engaging my audience? Am I creating an experience that someone wants to buy from me? So yeah, those 7 things is what I'm seeing in Q1. And in Q2, I think we will see more of what we've seen in Q1. And I do expect to see an increase in business also. We're getting into a period now, people are in their flow for the year. Q1 is over, Q2 is all out massive action. If you've not achieved what you wanted, or if you're coming off a really strong Q1, you're now ready to go get it, go make it happen, and grow in Q2. So I do see an increase in business. I see an increase in staging for sale. I do see those extensions probably continuing throughout the year. And on the SAHMO side, if that's what you're specialising in, I do see that industry starting to heat up again. I think it will start to grow and people will start to get in more, and the projects they've been working on start to develop and they're ready for furnishing. So I do think Q2 is an incredibly powerful time to get into the staging industry. If you've not started, you've got 9 out of 12 months, 9 months to make 2024 your year. So go make that happen. You can join us here in STAGERBOSS inside our programs where we help and support you. I am really excited for what 2024 has to hold. If you've enjoyed this, please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. What have you seen in Q1? What are you excited for in Q2? And I'll see you on our next training.